Good morning. My name is Ryan. I'm going to be painting and conducting another sit test because it is now Monday. So it's been what? So since basically Friday afternoon, I've been just kind of chilling on this couch with my feet elevated to take care of any of the nonsense that happened after the fall Thursday. Last test was rather spicy, so wanted to make sure that I took plenty of time before doing another one. And so, fun stuff. There's definitely, I'm very optimistic. There's a lot of the symptoms did calm down. Downside is a lot of the annoying symptoms that were completely gone after my epidural have returned. And not just returned, but have worsened. Which makes me very concerned. Because, if this just happened on my own time, I could easily get this taken care of. But of course, it had to happen at work. So I have to go into that combative nonsense because, of course, everybody who is supposed to be helping the injured worker is trained to not believe them. Yeah. Across the board. It's pretty funny. It's like the x-ray tech is like, I don't see any new injuries here. It's like, of course you're not. Everything is already very injured. The whole reason I'm here is because I've been spending a lot of time over the last decade rebuilding all of that and being very mindful of it. And this accident reset a lot of my progress. And I need to see how much did it reset. And since you guys make me do the paperwork because it happened at work, you were doing it. Fucking fire up the MRI. And you guys get to understand just how weird my body is. Because, of course, dealing with another doctor who has me do a few things and then goes has that look of what? That makes no sense. Apparently I shouldn't be able to bend over or bend backwards with my injury set, but, I think it's just because there's so much nerve impingement. And that's the part that's concerning, because right now, if I take a current inventory, so the SI joint area, maybe L1, L2 at most, highest, on the left side, it's painful. There's something going, Say, up here has something going on. Not necessarily painful, but it wasn't there before. The biggest concern is the weird, feels like the nerve going through my right leg. Through the thigh, just feels like there's something cold running through the center of it. And then it kind of goes out around the back of the calf, kind of icy. And then the heel and top of the foot and arch and all four toes are numb, which my baseline should just be these toes. These two toes are numb. It shouldn't be intermittent numbness in these two. Those nerves are still intact. And the subtle pillowiness, although a lot of those symptoms are not nearly as bad as they were Friday, so I'm optimistic. More annoyed than anything. But yeah, this test is already going a lot better than the last one. That's for sure. Now, if you're curious what I'm painting, I just have this canvas that I wanted to black out. I'm going to see how Golden's Mars Black is as a base. Let's try to get it nice and smooth. And of course, since I was going through different doctor's offices and stuff, I managed to catch another sniffle. Swear. This time of year, he just really likes to gang up on some of us. Because I know I'm not the only one that has just crazy stuff that goes on around this time of year. Ooh. All right, I might have to conclude this quick. Just switch my stance. It's funny. I don't know if I talked about this one yet. Probably, I don't think so. I think I've uploaded anything in a couple days. I know I tried to film some stuff yesterday, but my mind was not quite there. But it's funny. I was talking to a person who's walking me through this whole process since it happened at work. You know, informing me of my rights. And making sure that, you know, I don't get taken advantage of, etc. Because I can already tell, like, I've only been in this workers' comp realm for a couple days, and you can tell that the industrial people are very much trained to give the worker as much grief as possible and make them doubt themselves. Which is interesting because, like, I've had to rebuild everything. Like, I've had back surgery, foot surgeries, and all this stuff that's on my own time. And I've been grateful that it's never happened at work. Because if this was on my own time, I'd probably have an MRI by the end of the week. At least I would like to think so. Although last time it took forever to get an MRI. It's funny, that's not even what I was going to comment on. I was going to comment on how the person that's been helping me said, hopefully they'll get you a case manager and number and get you scheduled for an MRI tomorrow. And she told me that on Friday. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then seeing how obviously resistant the system is, I was fortunate enough to overhear the doctor talk to my HR department. Pretty funny. Because, like, I can understand some doubt and some annoyance knowing that your worker fell at work, but this worker has a very sensitive lower back and has had ongoing medical issues that are very well documented. Oh, it's just weird to see, or I shouldn't say see because I didn't quite hear it, but if the doctor has to reiterate that it makes the most sense to order an MRI, that usually means there's resistance being presented. And it's fun because the doctor's awesome. And I'm just curious. In fact, I want to not say that here. I want to shut up now because I have some questions I need to ask my friend regarding how much information can my HR department disclose to a medical professional in something that's unrelated to the injury at hand. I mean, granted, somewhat related, but not directly related. I mean, that seems like a privacy issue. And then again, it's probably not, because it is the area that was affected. I just find it funny that I'm sitting there using worse because there's so many injuries already pre-existing. Whereas it really felt like compromising when it comes to my health. Spent the majority of the last 10 years rebuilding everything. You're the cause of why America sucks so much. I mean, for fuck's sake, how many or dedicate as much time or allow themselves to admit that their current process is wrong and relearn something from scratch? Just baseline how to walk, how to breathe, how to coordinate, how to be mindful of your surroundings to lessen the passions that tend to arise from people's stupidity. Which, I'm always working on that one. Because, damn. I think every American right now that has any common fucking sense is feeling like they're kind of alienated by the majority around them. And that even goes for the people that I'm even thinking of. I think we're all kind of at this point of social segregation within our own minds that we can't even begin to think of how other people work, or at least the majority. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think on.